Hey everyone, ready to up your shopping game? We're diving into English for clothes shopping.
Yeah.
But hold on, this isn't just about memorizing a bunch of phrases from a textbook. It's about feeling confident.
Yeah.
Like you can really express yourself.
Exactly.
And hey, maybe even snag a sweet deal while you're at it.
Right.
So picture this. You walk into a bustling store. Maybe you hear some music playing in the background.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're ready to find that perfect outfit.
I love it.
We're breaking it all down from those first hellos to I don't know, navigating the fitting room like a pro.
You got it. You hit the nail on the head. It really is all about feeling empowered, like you belong there.
Yeah.
And that starts with that first interaction when you walk in the door. Those first few words can really set the tone.
Okay, so let's say I'm the shopper walking in, right?
Right.
Do I just blurt out, where are the jeans?
Mhm.
Or is there a smoother way to start things off?
Yeah. Well, I mean, a genuine smile goes a long way for sure. But even something as simple as, "Hi, how are you doing today?"
Okay.
shows that you're engaged
Right.
and ready to interact.
Makes sense.
And on the flip side, if you're the employee, that initial, "Hello, welcome to store name, how can I help you?" can make a shopper feel instantly welcome.
Yeah, you know what? I'm totally guilty of just rushing in sometimes.
I think we all do.
But I can totally see how taking a moment to connect, makes a difference.
That's sure.
All right, so greetings are done. But now I'm on a mission
Okay.
to find, I don't know, the perfect jacket,
I
right?
love it.
Any tips on navigating a store that feels I don't know, kind of like a maze?
Well, I've always found that most stores are kind of laid out in a similar way. You'll usually have the men's clothing, the women's clothing, accessories clearly marked.
Right.
So you could simply ask, "Excuse me, where can I find the men's outerwear?"
Okay, so straightforward and efficient.
Keep it simple.
I like it. But what if I'm looking for something super specific, I don't know, a bomber jacket, but in a particular shade of green?
Ooh, okay.
How do I avoid describing it like I'm playing charades?
That's where getting descriptive with colors can come in handy, right? So instead of just saying green, try using, shades like olive green or emerald green.
Mhm.
You could even compare it to a familiar object if you need to. Like it's a green similar to the color of a pine tree,
Yeah, I can see myself doing that.
Right.
Excuse me, do you have any bomber jackets in a deep forest green, like a pine tree green?
Exactly.
Okay, I found the right section. I've spotted the jacket. It's calling my name.
Mm-hmm.
How do I politely inquire about the price without, sounding like I'm haggling already?
You can just point to it and say, "Excuse me, how much is this jacket?"
Okay.
Clear pronunciation is key here, especially with the numbers.
Right.
Yeah, because again, remember, the goal is to make that interaction as smooth as possible.
For sure. For
For
sure.
both of you.
Receipts. You mean those things that vanish into thin air?
Literally as soon as you leave the store.
I know. Speaking of, how crucial are receipts, really?
Mhm.
Especially for, returns and stuff.
They're your lifeline.
Okay.
They really are essential. Most stores won't even consider a return without a receipt, especially, here in the U.S., where that typical return window is 30 days?
Yeah.
So treat those receipts like gold.
Okay.
Maybe even take a picture of it with your phone,
Smart.
just in case.
Okay. Point taken. I'll try to be more organized.
I think we all could.
So, jackets tried on. I love it. Ready to take the plunge. What are my options when it comes to paying? Cash, card, the old barter system.
Well, at the register, you can just state your preferred method. I'd like to pay with a credit card.
Okay.
That's common.
Simple.
Or debit card. Or good old-fashioned cash.
Right.
But it's worth noting that, in some countries, cash is still king, so
Oh, yeah, that's true.
it's always good to have some local currency on hand when you're traveling.
That's a really good point about traveling, yeah.
Definitely.
Okay, this might be a silly question, but is there a right way to ask for a gift receipt? Just in case the person I'm buying for needs a different size.
Not silly at all.
Or, let's be honest, hates my taste.
It's actually quite thoughtful. When
What?
you're checking out, just say, "Could I get a gift receipt, please?"
Yeah.
Simple as that. Yeah.
All right, so I've paid, got my precious receipt tucked away safely. What's that final step?
Never underestimate the power of a simple thank you. It's a small gesture, but it can leave a lasting positive impression.
Yeah.
It's like completing that shopping dance,
You know what? I think you've just inspired me to, step up my shopping game,
Yes.
ditch the awkward fumbling,
Embrace it.
embrace those interactions.
Go in it.
I'm ready.
Love it.
But before I get too carried away, we've only just scratched the surface here, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
What other, shopping scenarios are we going to unpack in part 2?
Oh, get ready, because in part 2, we're going beyond the basics.
Okay.
We'll delve into those uh-oh moments, like when something doesn't fit,
Right.
or if the item you're looking for is out of stock.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
We'll even tackle the wild world of online shopping,
Oh, the wild world.
where a whole new set of vocabulary awaits.
Can't wait. I will see you there.
Welcome back to our shopping language adventure. In part 1, we nailed the basics. Greetings, finding your way, asking about prices, and even mastering the art of the gift receipt.
We even tackled my arch nemesis, the receipt.
All right.
Turns out those little slips of paper, pretty important after all.
They are.
Now let's get real. Shopping isn't always, a smooth runway walk.
Yeah.
What about those oops moments? Like when you find the perfect item, but it's just not in your size.
It happens all the time.
Yeah.
Instead of giving up, you can just ask the employee, do you have this in a size your size? Or maybe, do you know if this comes in any other sizes?
Okay, and what if they shake their head and say, sorry, we're all out?
Yeah.
Is there a way to find out, if they might be getting more in stock without sounding too, pushy?
Absolutely. You can try asking, do you know when you might be restocking this item?
Mhm.
Or is there any way to check if other stores have it in my size?
Okay.
Most employees are happy to help, and they might even offer to check other locations or even order it for you. It's worth asking.
Okay, so we've covered sizes, but what about those dreaded fitting rooms?
Oh, yeah.
I once had this hilarious experience in, I think it was a store in Paris, where the fitting rooms were basically just curtains.
Oh, wow.
Talk about a cultural difference.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
Fitting room etiquette can definitely vary around the world. In some countries, it's totally normal to, ask for assistance while you're changing.
Yeah.
While in others, it's considered, intrusive.
Right.
So if you're unsure, it's always a good idea to just kind of observe what others are doing or
Yeah.
politely ask an employee about the norms.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And speaking of, cultural differences, haggling over prices is a big one. Like here in the U.S., it's not as common, but in some countries, it's practically an art form.
Exactly. In some cultures, haggling is expected.
Right.
It's seen as this friendly back and forth.
Yeah.
But in others, it can be considered, almost rude.
Wow.
So if you're traveling, it's worth doing a little research beforehand to understand the local customs.
That's a good point.
Yeah, you might even learn some fun phrases to help you negotiate a better deal.
I love that. This whole conversation has me thinking about how shopping can be such a fascinating window into different cultures.
Mm-hmm.
But let's shift gears for a moment and dive into the digital realm. Online shopping.
Okay.
It's basically taken over the world.
It really has.
But sometimes the lingo can feel like a foreign language in itself.
You're not alone.
What does add to cart even mean?
Right. Online shopping definitely has its own set of vocabulary, its own processes. That term add to cart basically just means selecting an item you want to purchase and placing it in your virtual shopping basket.
Ah, yes, my virtual shopping cart, often overflowing with things I don't actually need.
I feel bad.
But once I've resisted the urge to buy everything in sight, it's time to face the dreaded checkout.
Dun, 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 dun.
Any tips for navigating this process without having, a mini panic attack?
I get it. The checkout process can seem a little intimidating, but it's actually pretty straightforward. You'll typically be asked to, create an account or log in if you already have one.
Okay.
Then you enter your shipping and billing information.
Right.
Double-checking your details is, crucial here to avoid any delays or errors.
Speaking of errors, I've definitely had my fair share of online payment mishaps.
Oh, I think we all have.
Are there any, red flags to watch out for to make sure a website is, safe and secure?
That's such an important point. Always look for that HTTPS at the beginning of the URL. That shows that the site uses encryption to protect your information. Also, keep an eye out for that little padlock icon in the address bar.
Uh-huh.
That's another sign of a secure connection.
All right.
Yeah, and if anything just feels off, just trust your gut
Yeah.
and maybe shop somewhere else.
Good advice.
Right.
Now, once I've successfully navigated the checkout process and hit that, confirm order button, the waiting game begins.
Yes.
Is there a way to, keep track of my package without obsessively refreshing the tracking page every 5 minutes?
I mean, we've all been there.
I have.
Most online retailers will provide tracking numbers so you can monitor your shipment's progress.
Okay.
You'll usually receive an email with a link to that tracking page. And hey, a little excitement is normal, but try not to stress too much if the package takes, a little longer than expected.
Right.
Sometimes delays happen, especially during like peak seasons.
Okay, deep breaths.
Yes.
What about those uh-oh moments with online shopping? Let's say the item arrives damaged or it's just, not what I expected.
It happens. Don't worry. Most reputable online retailers have clear return policies. Look for a section titled Returns or Customer Service on their website. You can usually find detailed information there about how to initiate a return or an exchange.
So whether we're braving the crowds in a bustling department store or, adding to our virtual shopping carts from the comfort of our couches, it's all about feeling like confident and prepared.
Exactly. Knowing the right vocabulary, understanding, those cultural nuances, even mastering those online shopping skills can make the experience so much more enjoyable.
It's like we're unlocking a secret language that opens up a world of shopping possibilities.
Sure.
But before we get too carried away, there's one more part to this deep dive.
There is.
What other shopping gems are we going to unearth in the final part?
Get ready to level up your shopping game because in part 3, we're diving into some advanced vocabulary.
Okay, like what?
We'll decode retail buzzwords, share some, insider tips for snagging a deal, and even explore the future of shopping.
Ooh, the future. I can't wait. All right, shopaholics, we are back.
We are.
For the grand finale of our shopping language deep dive.
So here we are.
We've covered, the basics.
Yeah.
We've navigated those tricky situations.
Oh, yeah.
Even, conquered the online shopping jungle.
Yes. We are seasoned shoppers now.
I think we are ready to graduate.
For sure.
Okay, so hit me with those, retail buzzwords. Let's decode the secret language of shopping.
All right. One term you might hear is omnichannel shopping. It's a fancy way of saying that retailers are blending their, physical stores, online platforms, and even mobile apps to create, this seamless shopping experience.
So I could, browse online, maybe reserve an item in store, and then complete the purchase on my phone while sipping a latte.
Precisely. It's all about convenience.
Right.
Giving shoppers the flexibility to shop however they prefer. Another term you'll likely encounter is curation. It's become a big deal in retail, and it basically means carefully selecting and presenting products to create, a unique shopping experience.
So instead of being overwhelmed by, a million choices, a curated store might offer a smaller, more, thoughtfully chosen collection.
Precisely. It's about quality over quantity.
Less decision fatigue.
Exactly. Helping shoppers discover those hidden gems that, truly reflect their style.
Okay, let's talk insider tips.
Yeah.
Any, secret strategies for, snagging a deal
Oh, yeah.
that even a seasoned shopper like myself might not know?
Don't be shy. Spill the tea.
Okay, spill it.
Okay, so one strategy is to be aware of sales cycles.
Okay.
Most retailers have predictable patterns for, markdowns and promotions, end of season sales, holiday sales, and even, those midweek flash sales can offer significant discounts.
So patience is a virtue when it comes to shopping.
It really is.
Maybe I should, resist those impulse buys and wait for that magical sale.
Absolutely. Waiting for a sale can save you a bundle. And don't be afraid to negotiate, especially for, big ticket items.
Okay.
Politely asking if there's any wiggle room on the price can sometimes lead to a pleasant surprise.
I always thought negotiating was only for, buying cars or houses.
Yeah, a lot of people think that.
I never realized it could work in retail, too.
You'd be surprised.
I'm definitely going to try that next time.
Do it.
Okay, as we wrap up this shopping extravaganza, what's, a final thought-provoking question
Okay.
our listener can ponder?
How about this? As technology continues to reshape the retail landscape, what do you think the future of shopping will look like?
Ooh.
Will physical stores become a thing of the past, or will they, evolve to offer even more personalized and engaging experiences?
That's a great question.
Right.
I guess only time will tell.
I think so.
And with that, we've reached the end of our deep dive into the language of shopping.
We did it.
We've decoded phrases, navigated, those cultural differences.
Yeah.
Mastered online shopping.
Check.
Even, expanded our retail vocabulary.
We're pros now.
I feel like a pro. I do.
Sure.
Remember, shopping is more than just acquiring things. It's a chance to, like, connect with people, explore different cultures and express, like, your own unique style.
I love that. Couldn't have said it better myself.
Just go forth, confident shoppers,
Yeah.
and embrace the world of retail.
Yeah.
Happy shopping.
Happy shopping, everyone.